Hey everyone, welcome. And just want to say a big shout out to every single one of you for seeing the end of 2025 from January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, even up to seeing the last day of December. And I just want to say that God is really grateful. So, yes, welcome to another episode of Journaling My Trading Experience. And I really love to rehearse this for every other video I usually do, so that because I'm aware that anytime I put out this video out there might be someone who has never even met my channel before listening to this video. So one of the reasons why I do this is because um, one, I'm going to learn a lot from it, and there's someone out there too who's going to learn a lot from it. So yesterday I realized something while I was looking at the charts and all of that. So, and one of the things I realized is that even this thing called um, checking out our goals. I believe we've seen a lot of videos, and we've heard a lot of people say that it is good it is good to at least every single day have a couple of things that those are do's, and you have to accomplish each of those things for that particular day. When you are done with any of them, then you check it out, you click it, and all of that. So yes, of which I too am a really I'm a fan of that. Yeah, and I believe I've mentioned this in one of my videos, is that that's really helped a lot. Usually before, when I wake up every single day, my usually I'm just all over the place because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm thinking what am I supposed to be doing, and end up whiling away time, and just and at the end of the day you just see that you didn't really achieve anything. But having that thing now tells me that every time I woke up I know what I'm supposed to be doing by time. Yeah, yeah. So it tells me to, and I've really seen the effect of it. It helps me to be more productive, more efficient, and then talk about growth and then moving forward. So, but one of the things I realize is that um, there is also a trap. There's also a trap that one can fall into, and that trap is the moment we begin to shift our focus from becoming better at those things we set out to do per day. The moment we shift our focus from that, and then we now put it into this dopamine of you want to check out every single thing. So you now get to the point whereby you no longer value you you have placed more importance on seeing that those boxes are checked out. You get, and one of the dangers of this is that instead of you now learning now, so you end up shifting your focus from what is really. And one of the ways we can notice this is that, let's say for example now, for you every single day you have five things you need to do that day. Maybe you can say number one, read a book. Number two, watch a couple of trading videos. I'm just using that for an example. And then maybe you got caught up with a lot of work for that day, so um you now and you no longer have so because of the work you got caught up with, then you know that okay, from the time where you have to take some rest for the next day and you still have work the next that that morning, you can maybe you still have time to work on reading books. But because of that dopamine you want every single thing to be checked. you now end up doing both of them. But the thing with that is that, yeah, you will check the whole bosses, but you won't really like. Now I'm talking of substance here. You won't really learn what to the degree which you are supposed to, because sometimes, um just like reading books now, for example, now, a person who, we have two set of people. One set out to read 10 books every month, and then another, the other person set out to read just 4 books every month. Now, because of the way the world is now and information is all over the place, so there's this pride and ego, and there's this temptation to want to pride in the fact that you read 10 books per month. But when you check that person's life, um, you can't see the degree to what the person claims he knows. In, you understand what I'm trying to say? So, but the other set of person that decides to read just 4 books. Now, though he's reading just 4 books, but but he actually applies what he reads in those books. He gets, and probably that's the reason why the person decides to read just 4 books, so that maybe he can decide, okay, one week one book I will read and apply, the second week one book read and apply, and then you will see that that second person, the quality of life is more efficient than the other person who claims to read 10 books. Because um yeah, because like you already know, there are 3 phases to these things: knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. You get. So sometimes when we read those books or we watch those videos, it first stays at the stage of knowledge. Then it take the willingness to apply. Then it will now enter to the phase of understanding. And then when, as we continue to do it, it enters into wisdom. At that point now, it shifts from our head, our brain, our mind into our hearts. So it becomes our daily life. So that's one of the things I noticed I was doing. You get. Yeah. So for example, now maybe I've watched some mindset videos for that day, and I know that, okay, or maybe I've done analysis trading for that day, and then I still have some mindset videos left to watch. I know that at that state I'm so tired, so stressed out, and probably still busy with some things. I know that I will not be able to give the requisite level of focus that this thing needs, and I will still do it. But I will still do it. Yeah, get. And I will notice that I didn't really learn from the video or whatever stuff it is. But the main aim why I even started it in the first place was to learn, was to get something from it. So yes, so and then I realized that speed plus quality needs to go hand in hand. You need to be fast, speed, but at the same time quality through tangible substance. It needs to go hand in hand. Needs to go hand in hand. And this also applies to my trading. Not just me looking at the charts, doing analysis for the, just to fulfill that, for this for the sake of, oh, I looked at the charts today, but I can open the charts that day, and I just did rubbish, miss. And one of the things, you can't really lie to yourself. You know when you really put in the work. You know when you really put in the effort. So yeah, like seriously, intentionality really needs to, like this life. I believe that there's a lot of intentionality that needs to be put into, especially now that we are coming into 2026. Like, not even only finances, every other area